all our newcomers here. So I welcome you all. Thank you for being here. I'm so, so, so happy that you get to see what your parents do, during this. Every Monday we get together, mindfulness meditation Monday, and this one, because it's the holidays, I thought I would do a family one so that we could all just share something, so you could get a glimpse on what your parents do, because I know in real life now with Zoom, your parents are really keyed into what you guys are doing during the day. So it's only fair that you get to see what they do in these meditation sessions. Yeah, I was listening to some Santa Claus songs today when I was working out, and I was thinking to myself that Santa Claus is just this representation of our true nature, who we are as human beings, the giving, the unconditional love, like everything that Santa represents is, it's a symbolism of how happy it makes us feel to give, to receive, to exchange, whether it's an actual tangible gift or if it's an act of kindness. And I think this is why we all pause during the holidays, so that we can really feel this in our bodies. Like, what does this goodness feel like? And then remember it through the year as well. So happy holidays to all of you. Yeah, I'm sure you're thinking, really, happy holidays? We don't have school, we don't get to see our friends, we have to wear a mask all the time, we're on Zoom all the time. I'm so over Zoom, I'm so done with this pandemic, right? I'm sure you guys are feeling a lot of that. Am I right on that? You can just give me a thumbs up or nod your head. Yeah? Okay, so tell me, what are you feeling, kids? Tell me, put it in the chat or unmute yourself and tell me, like, if you were to give me a few words on what this feels like. Share away. Tired, lonely. Fun. Hi, Simar. Hi, Aman. Simar said fun. That's so interesting. Let's see, what do the other kids have to say? What else? Sad? Yeah. Annoyed? Isolated? Boring as well? Different? Time of change? And when you feel these emotions, how does this make your body feel? Anushka and Bindu are here from Dubai. Hi, you guys. Most of the time fun and positive, but sometimes boring. How does this feel in your body? Stressed, anxious, draining, tired. Yeah, these are, and when we are stressed and when we are tired and when we are drained, it's because our mind and our body are not aligned. It's because we are stuck physically in this space and our mind wants to be somewhere else. Our mind can imagine, it can go back and forth, it can imagine being in different places, being, where you were before and where you would want to be in the future, but it's really not here with your body. And the truth is that this is going to continue for a little bit longer. For a little bit longer. We hope not too much longer, but definitely at least another 3 to maybe 6 months, at least through the school year, right? Through the rest of the school year. And so then we ask ourselves, how can we manage ourselves? How can we not feel anxious? How can we learn ways to relieve this stress, this anxiety, this draining feeling, this boring, this different, this isolated, tired, lonely? How can we manage this? This is the big question here. And this is exactly why your parents come to what we call here Mindfulness Meditation Monday. And so, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is simply this exercise, it's a practice of keeping the mind with the body. So, if this is your body and this is your mind, right? This is what the mind does all the time. It either wants to be in the past or in the future, or it wants to be storytelling, or it wants to complain. That's one trait of the mind. The other trait of the mind is it's never stable. It can be separated from the body, right? If I asked each one of you, where are you now physically in your body? You're here, sitting on your sofa in your house with your parents. Now, if I ask you to close your eyes for a second and go to Hawaii, go to the beach, go to the mountains, go to school, you can do that, correct? Is everybody on board with that? Right? In our mind, we can go anywhere. And what happens is this monkey mind, this is the nature of the mind, to be in different places, to think of the past, to think of the future, to be storytelling, to be somewhere else, to imagine being any place else than where we are now. And now during this pandemic, it's made it so difficult because we really don't want to be here. We don't want to be where the body is. And this is what makes it so hard. And I'm sure all of you have heard about this rising, mental health issues and kids not feeling well and not being able to handle this and being stressed and anxious. And it's all because the mind is all the time wandering. It's separated from the body. But this is the nature of the mind. This is the nature of the mind. The mind is a monkey mind. Now, if you look at the nature of another system, let's say the respiratory system, right? We breathe, we take breaths. It's not something that we do by planning, or it's not something that we do by organizing our day. Let's breathe today. I'm going to breathe 10 times today, 5 times today. It's just something that happens naturally. This system of breath, this respiratory system, is always running in the background. It's natural. We also know that when we are out of breath, if you will, right? When we lose this rhythm of our breath, when we're tired, when we're angry, when we're mad, when we're having a fight with our siblings or arguing with our parents or any of these, we become out of breath. And we know that if we manage our breath, if we sit down, we drink some water, if we put our hand on our heart and we slow down our breath, what happens? The body slows down. The body starts to feel better and we start to catch our breath, if you will. Correct? And now there's science behind it. We've known this science for years and years, what the respiratory system does, what breathing deeply does, what breathing slowly does. We know this. However, the science of the mind, this is new. So each one of you are like trending right now, just being here and just listening to this conversation. You're really like ahead of the curve, because in 10 years, mindfulness and meditation is going to be part of every classroom. It's already starting now. And so what mindfulness is, it's the exercise of keeping the mind in the body. When it drifts, you bring it back. When it drifts, you bring it back. It's just like balancing your breath. When you feel out of breath, you know exactly what to do to bring it back. And this new science is telling us that when we are mindful, when we meditate, so mindfulness is the exercise of bringing the mind with the body, and meditation is the sitting down practice of doing that. That's it. Meditation is not like this woo-woo Zen thing where you have to say Om 100 times, or you have to sit on top of a mountain, or you have to be quiet for like 100 hours and gain enlightenment. That's not what meditation is. Meditation is about watching the mind drift and bringing it back, watching the mind drift and then bringing it back. That's all it is. And when we do that, when the mind is aligned with where the body is, then your body's regulated. This is what the new science is telling us. The body's regulated. We have mental health, emotional management. These are all like the beautiful perks of keeping the mind, being able to bring the mind back with the body is, better heart rate, um, deeper thinking, more focus. There are all these advantages in this new mindfulness research that is literally up and coming at UCLA, at Harvard. So, I mean, to have you guys here is awesome. I actually tricked your parents. I told them we're going to do this family gratitude meditation. And this is what we're doing. And I know maybe in some cases they dragged you and said, come to meditation. But anyways, I thought I would take advantage of the moment and just give you a little sprinkle on what mindfulness is, so that you don't have this, you don't have this vision of, oh, I'm going to be mindful and meditate and it's boring, it's going to take me to another place. It's actually a really, really fun exercise. How do I know? Because I'm a trained mindfulness facilitator from UCLA. I did an actual full year-long training where I learned all the scientific benefits. I did the practices. I've learned all this stuff. So I want to give it to you in really, really small doses, so that when you feel the angst and when you feel your mind out of your body, and the body can cue you on that. When the body doesn't feel good, that means your mind is not with the body. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 really, really simple practices that you can take away, that you can take home, and you can do this. You can practice this even over the holidays. Better yet, when your parents are out of their minds, if you will, and you spot it, you can remind them. So these next 2 weeks would be great for you to remind your parents to do these exercises, and they can remind you. And if you do set aside 5 minutes to do them together, that's even better, because exercising this muscle, this practice of bringing the mind in the body, it's actually an exercise. It's a muscle that you can build. It's just like riding a bike, and just like think about Fortnite, right? What do you have to do to get really good at it? You have to continuously play it. So this exercise is great if you're feeling the angst of the isolation, if you're feeling the angst of being home, if you're feeling this, difference of life. This exercise is also really great for other children like Simmer, perhaps, who would like being home. But then when they go back to school, they might have a little angst. Or when they have assignments that are missed, or a friend says something to you. So this is a life skill. This can be used at any point and any time of your life. So if you're ready, we're just going to do this for like a quick, not even 5 minutes. Okay? You'll hear a bell. And when that bell rings, you'll just follow my direction. So just sit down, relax, just get really, really comfortable. And once that bell rings, I'll get you started. You just follow my direction, and the bell will ring again in about 5 minutes or so. And then we'll do a little Q&A. It's quick. Okay. All right, everyone. A couple of deep breaths. If you can, sit up straight, so your spine can be straight and your shoulders are separated. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can go ahead and close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, that's fine too. I'll keep my eyes closed, but you don't have to. So let's start by just feeling our feet where they are. This is called a body scan. This is a great way of bringing the mind back into the body, keeping the mind with the body. So feel your feet. Next, move your attention to your ankles, calves, your knees, and just relax everything as you go along. Put your awareness on your legs, on your sit bones, where they're touching your chair or the sofa that you're sitting on, and just let everything go and just sink deeply into gravity. Keep your spine straight. Feel your back, your shoulders. Rest your arms and just let go if you have any tightness, or if you're just sitting up tightly, just let it go and just relax. Notice what your hands feel like. Moving your attention or your awareness to your neck muscles. Releasing your shoulders. And now, just put your attention on your breath. Just watch how you breathe. Notice how you breathe. And you can notice your breath in your nostrils when you inhale, exhale. You can notice your breath in your chest, the rising and falling of your chest. Or you can notice your breathing in your belly, the rise and fall of your belly. So pick what you call an anchor. Our breath is a great bridge and anchor to bring the mind back into the body. So let's just sit here for about just 1 minute. And just notice your breath. Keep noticing your breath. Your mind will drift. You'll start thinking of something else. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. And if the mind drifts again, that's okay. The practice is to bring your mind back through your breath into your body. You can also use sounds as an anchor. Just listening very intently to the sounds in the room. So when your mind drifts, you can use the sounds in the room or the quiet in the room to bring your attention back, to bring your mind back into your body. So you can try either one of these for the next few seconds. Notice how your body feels when it's on the breath. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, wiggle your toes, your fingers, and just come back into the room. And if you want to put in the chat, tell me, how did this feel in your body? You can put it in the chat or unmute yourself. Calming, calming, relaxing, relaxing, relaxed and calm and a bit sleepy. Body feels quieter. Peaceful. Nice. So you see the words that you used before, the tired, the lonely, the tired, the boring, the anxious, the stress, the draining. Look what you did to it. Look what you did to this body state. Just by bringing the mind with the body and doing this as often as you can during the day, you can really relax your body and you can relieve stress, you can relieve anxiety, And so we used 3 different ways here, okay? Just to wrap it up for you. We used a body scan, just starting from our toes, and you can go all the way up to, you know, to the crown of your head, just releasing, just letting go, just releasing, just having your awareness, it's called awareness, or your attention move through your body, just like a scanner. You're doing a body scan, right? So that's one way. Another way is using your breath. So you're using your breathing to bring you back. So here's your body, here's your mind, breath, breath, breath. Mind drifts, breath, breath, put your attention back, bringing the mind back. Because the attention travels with the mind. And the breath can bring the attention back into the body. And then sounds, same thing. If you listen really intently, like as if you have big radars in your ears, if you listen really intently, you can use sound to calm your body down. This is why people listen to music, to calming music, like the sounds of the ocean, you know, all of those great sounds, the sound of running water, all of these, even when, like, how many times have you gone to the bathroom and the sound of, you know, just peeing, you know, calms your body down, right? Like so many times we do that and we go, wow, okay, I'm relaxed now, right? It's the sound of water because we're made of water. So anyway, that was just a little side note. So you can use sound, any kind of sound, to calm your body down, to bring yourself. This is what they call being in the present moment. This is what they call center yourself, all these fancy terms just for this, bringing your mind back into your body. And that's it. That's it. So I want to know if you guys have any questions. You can unmute yourself.
Any question? Yeah, sure. When you do like breathing, you say do it as often as you can, but if you do it like 5 minutes a day, is that as effective as doing it like for 20 or something?
You know, it's just like biking, you know, the benefit that you will get from consistency, that's the key. If you can be consistent with 5 minutes a day, then you do 5 minutes a day. If you can be consistent with 20 minutes a day, if that's in your personality, that you really don't get anything out of the 5 minutes, that it takes you 5 minutes just to calm your mind down and feel that relaxation, then try the 10 minutes. So you're going to have to play around with this and see what works for you. And that's the fun part. In this also, what's going to happen is, Karina, you'll discover the nature of your mind. You'll start to see, like, what kind of thoughts do I think all the time? Am I more in the past or am I more in the future? It's really an interesting study. Like, wow, we go through 12 academic years plus, plus, plus for everything outside of, you know, the initial primary education in high school. Then we put in another 5 or 10 or 12 years on grooming ourselves, on learning on how to be successful, how to make it in the real world out there. What profession do we want to be? But there's no education on our inner world. And really the key to our success is our inner world, is how we self-manage. So, you know, taking these 5 minutes every day or 20 minutes, and then 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, you can build it up gradually. Good question.
Thank you. Question,
Dave. What's a good way to keep yourself focused, like when you're practicing the mindfulness?
The question was, what's a good way to keep yourself focused? Okay, so are you talking about focused in school or focused in keeping the mind?
Yeah, when you're like meditating or keeping your mind calm.
The breath. The breath is a great way. Sound is a great way. You know, you can use a different anchor. You know, sometimes when I'm feeling really anxious, I put my hand on my heart and just using that, putting both your hands together, just using your body, whether it's the breathing, the sensory anchors are very easy for the human body to anchor into. That's why they're called anchors. Whether it's sound, whether it's, you know, it's breath, those are really easy. Those are quick. Like, even if you're in class, you have to try this, because mindfulness doesn't just work in meditation. Mindfulness is so fantastic. Like if you're in a Zoom class and you're in class and you've noticed that your mind is completely drifted off. You didn't listen to the last 5 minutes the teacher said. And this is very common, right, with you guys now with Zoom, because there's only so much that you can keep your awareness on the screen. What you do is just start noticing your breath. Just bring your attention back to your breath, and you'll see that your mind comes back. Your mind comes back into this interaction, into the class, and you'll start to retain more. You know, science is telling us now, and this is new research that UCLA, the Mindfulness Awareness Research Center at the Semel Institute of Neuroscience and Behavior, this is new research that actually released 2 years ago. And so this is starting to take off now, how mindfulness improves focus. And you can use mindfulness in any daily activity. Walking, there's walking mindfulness. There's so much fun stuff that you can do with this. Natasha says you used to make water sounds to calm us down when we were little. Yes, yes. You know, just turning the tap on, like if you're really stressed out being on a Zoom call and you've just about had it, you know, go wash your hands and just keep the water running and just listen. And just listen to the water running. And you'll notice your body starts to calm down. And I think we're getting a little carried away with the whole peeing thing. But everybody has a comment about that. This is good, you know, we're letting it go. So
Literally.
literally letting it go. Yeah, any other questions? No? Does this make sense to everyone? Yeah. Try it 5 minutes a day. And we can do this again. We can get together again and we can do it without the parents, so that you can practice your 5 minutes a day. And then, you know, once every 2 weeks, we can all hang out without the parents. I'll send you a separate Zoom link. It'll be a private session. And we can just explore. We can talk about other ways that you can be mindful, and we can do some fun practices together. So just give the feedback to your parents. And if you want to do this, we'll do it. I know Karina's finding a lot of entertainment in that, huh? Not to have the parents around to do this, right?
I was laughing at the comments in the chat.
Oh, are they still going?
Because Navin said, how would I do it without my parent?
Well, you have Sabrina, so you can both help each other out, you know? And this is all about coming together. And, you know, look at how much we've come together as a family during this pandemic. I know, guys, this has been tough. I know it's been a pain, you know, to be around family and parents all the time. But imagine for a minute if you didn't have your parents' support. If you didn't have this, you know, the strength of having your family around you. That would have been really hard. Think of all the kids that don't. And think of how you can take this time to make this relationship better. And really, honestly, the only way that you can, you know, the easy way, because I like to give easy things. Believe me, I don't like life to be tough and all this whole dragged out thing. Let's write a love letter to mom and dad. No, just feel the gratitude in your heart. And that's it. You could be done with it. So, you know, this is also a time, you know, to stop. You guys have, school is done, to really feel what you learned from this time and how you grew, because I promise you, you'll be telling your children about this time that you went through and how this affected you in a sad way, in a bad way, and how you grew from it. So make sure that you take this time to grow, you know, to do new things that you can learn how to self-manage and how you can grow from this, so that you can look back and say, wow, I learned, if it's mindfulness and meditation, whatever it might be, I learned this during this time and it helped me for the rest of my life. Like Navin will tell you, I dragged him to speed reading classes when he was, you know, 13 years old. And he hated every bit of it. And then I bribed Natasha, who's also here, to go with him the second year because he said he wasn't going to go. So then I bribed Natasha with like $100 shopping spree so that she would go with him. And somehow, you know, they both went. And today they both look back at that difficult time where they had to push through these horrible, speed reading classes, they both look at it as the best thing that they did for their academic years. So during this time of challenge, putting that little bit of oomph into like some sort of big growth, you're going to look back and say, wow, I did that. So first of all, thank you all for being here. I am so grateful that I got to do this. This was like the best holiday gift for me. I like this better than anything else in my life, is to be able to share the importance of this, because I know the value of this. I'm 56 years old. I turned 56 on December 8th, and I went back to school so that I could learn this professionally, so that I could share it with more people. And I did this because I see the value of this. And having children here, like young teenagers and young adults here, like, wow, this is amazing, because you guys are going to learn this way ahead of the curve, way ahead of the curve. So congratulations. I'm so glad you're here. And for the parents, we'll be taking next week off on the 28th. We'll meet back on January 4th, and we're going to start this like a book club, practice club / practice club. And I'm inviting each one of you. And listen, if you guys want to join in easily, you can. How to train a wild elephant. There are 52 exercises in here. They're all mindfulness practices, and we'll do one a week. Let's take this challenge up. The practices are really fun. Some of them are, using your non-dominant hand for the whole week. And it's just one practice per week. And these are great ways to experience mindfulness in your daily activities. So we'll start this. So if everyone can please get this book, if you're up for the challenge, I've put the link right on top. You'll notice the link is right up there. You can get this on Amazon. And we'll start with the very first chapter on January 4th that I'll kind of brief you on, and we'll go over what we can do, and we'll incorporate a piece of this into our Mondays. So happy holidays and happy New Year. I know 2020 has been a year of growth for everyone. And I hope that we see the emergence of the seeds that we're planting now in 2020 show up in 2021. And I wish you all a very happy holiday season and a happy new year. And thank you for being here.